Let's go, baby. It's another episode of the Athletes and Assets podcast. I'm your host, Noah Lack, and I bring on your favorite athletes to chat about entrepreneurship and the business they're building or what they're doing in business. Man, today we got a good one. My guy, elite welterweight Max Payne Griffin, Sacramento native, expert in the CBD space, former co-founder of Max Payne Griffin CBD. Max, man, welcome to the show. How we doing?
We're good. How are you, Noah?
I'm doing great, man. What we do on here, Max, is we skip the small talk, we skip the bullshit and go right into it. Who is a better social media meme lord, yourself or the guy, Elon Musk?
Elon's funny. I like Elon. Elon just has more reach. Elon has more reach. He has more reach. I'd say myself, but I love what he says.
Yeah, but let's put distribution aside. Obviously, he has a huge platform, but I'm talking about the memes, the quality of the memes.
Me.
Okay. Yeah, you got some good stuff, man. Your Instagram is pretty funny.
Yeah. I try to dance the line. I'm shadow banned half the time, so I'm trying to,
What do you shadow ban for?
I don't know, political stuff, really anything that's all this conspiracy stuff that's been conspiracies for years that I've ever talked about that's become true. Anything, really everything I say is
Got it.
opposite of what they want me to say.
Got it. No. Well, we enjoyed the meme page, man. I got to get your thoughts, man. It's coming up, UFC 310, December 7th, man. You're facing Michael Chiesa. I'm excited, man. That is a bout with two goons going at it, two veterans, man. Michael's kind of like the submission guy, man. You're like, well, give me your thoughts. Where's obviously you're training your ass off, but how will you win? Why will you win, man? Let's hear it.
I like it. I like Michael Chiesa. Known him for a long time. He's a good grappler, an Ultimate Fighter back in the day. He's good, but it's business. It's a fight that I've almost had before. They offered me Michael Chiesa, I think, on like a week's notice. And I don't do any fights on a week notice. I mean, it's about making the weight, and it's just too much for me. Some guys will walk around a lighter weight, and they could lose 30 pounds in a week. Not I. So we finally got the fight, which I'll take, and I'm happy about who it is. He's really about it. Good submission artist, comes forward, big name. And it's on UFC 310, which I'm probably most happy about. The last pay-per-view of the year.
Yep.
T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, big crowd. I haven't found a crowd in like a year and a half, so 2 years.
Yeah,
so I'm very excited to roll some heads. Actually, a particular head on
no doubt.
December 7th.
No doubt.
Nevada.
You know what the casual viewer or the casual audience member probably doesn't realize how crazy weight cutting is. Losing 30 pounds in a 24, like that is just ridiculous, man. Like I think, is weight cutting more painful than getting like the shit punched out of you? Like what do you like less?
Weight cutting sucks. I mean, I used to do it a lot different than I do it now. Now it's kind of done professionally. Before, I used to lay in this really hot bath with like 20 pounds of Epsom salt and wintergreen rubbing alcohol. It was like this cauldron Halloween potion that you climb in, and it sucks. You have alcohol in it. It like sucks the water out of your body. You feel like you're dying in there. And now it's, we eat right. We're water loading right. Like, yeah, back in the day it was kind of the wild, wild west. And now we have, make it easier. Don't get me wrong. It's not fun, but I know some guys that cut a whole lot of weight, and I'm on the nice side. I walk around normally 190, mid 190s, and I fight 170.
Okay.
So it sounds like a lot, it sounds like a lot, but I know guys who cut. So on fight week, I fight down about 185, so I only lose about 14 pounds on fight week. I know guys who lose 30 pounds on fight week, and that's way different.
That's extreme, man.
That's brutal. Yeah, I can't even fathom that losing that much weight in a week.
No, no, that's OD. I walk around like 195. If I get under 180, man, I feel like I need to go go to the hospital. So I can't even imagine like what you're doing at 170. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So let's start off with. I would love to get your thoughts, man, on a couple of these. We got Movsar versus Aljamain Sterling, man. Like, another featherweight bout on that card, man. Let me get your thoughts on what you like there.
Aljo, we got good old Aljo. No, they two grapplers. I know Aljamain current Sterling changed weight classes. He's a homie Aljo. His grappling's been really good. I'm curious to see how the Evlev fight will go because Evlev is all grappling as well.
Yeah.
I like how strong Aljo is in this weight class. I like my guy Aljo. I like my guy Aljo in this.
Okay.
I think the wrestling's. I mean, because Evilev's a pure grappler, and that's kind of what Aljo is too.
Okay, so similar styles, fight fire or fire, not working with Aljo.
Yeah, I don't. He's not going to be able to like roll him up like he's been doing everyone else. You just when someone's that good on the ground, you got to change your plan. So I think it's going to be more of a striking. There's going to be a lot more striking mixed into it.
No doubt. Okay. What about the big boys, man? Cyril Bongamin versus Alexander Volkov. What's your thoughts in there, man?
Cyril Volkov. I personally just don't like Cyril Gane. I think he's real soft. He's like a soft Frenchie, but Volkov's mean. I got Volkov on that.
Whoa, okay.
I'm just not a fan of. I just don't like Cyril Gane. He hits a lot in the back of the head. He has so many knockouts where he hits the guy in the back of the head. I'm just not
Bongamin, man. I mean, this guy's built like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, but he's soft, man. He's not mean. I wish he was meaner. He's not mean. He's not. And I feel like to be good and to like, you got to be mean, man. You got to be able to. And I feel like he's too like. He just kind of like doesn't try to hurt the guy. I feel like. Like he doesn't have like bad intentions. He's just kind of like playing in there and like.
Okay.
I don't like his style.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean he's not going to win.
Yeah.
I just don't like his style. I think Volkov's been doing good lately. I think.
All right. So we would talk about mean. What about, let's transition to Bilal Muhammad and Shavkat Ramanov, the main card, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people, not the biggest fans of Bilal Muhammad lately.
I like Bilal. I like Bilal, man. I've known Bilal for a long time. And I think he deserves what he got with the belt. He had to march his way up and whooped on Leon, man. His pressure and what he can do. I think he has a good chance. I don't think he should be that much of an underdog versus Shavkat.
Okay.
Shavkat's really good, but I think he looked human when he fought Jeff Neal. I think Jeff Neal could have beat him when they fought. I seen Shavkat smile, and that kind of showed. He never smiles in the fights, and he got cracked. And he kind of smiled at Jeff Neal. So that was like, I feel like Jeff could have put the pressure on him right then and put it on him. I think he's beatable. I think he's beatable. Shavkat is beatable. Just the guys that haven't been able to put the pressure on him. They're always on the defensive, and I don't think Bilal. I think Bilal will walk him down and try to do his stuff. I mean, if anything, he gets caught coming in, but he's not going to be backing up, getting beat up.
No.
Yeah, I don't think. He proved that on the Leon Edwards fight. That keep him back down. He's going to move forward. And he proved that, and I don't think it'll change.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a badass card, man, and I'm excited for you. And obviously, we're gonna be Team Griffin for the fight. But as a UFC fighter, man, you don't fight every day. In fact, you take like it's months in between fights. And for you, you've done some stuff entrepreneurially. You kind of, we'll talk about a little bit about the CBD space, but obviously as a UFC fighter, you get the shit kicked out of you. Have you found that CBD has been sort of the best pain reliever for you? Like, where did your affinity for CBD products come from? Is it something that you've been with from the beginning, or where did that sort of journey start?
I would say I'm big into the cannabis space, THC, CBD,
Yep.
everything. But when I was started fighting, cannabis wasn't legal. You couldn't smoke or you couldn't have THC in your blood system for your drug testing. So what's the next best thing? CBD. You could take CBD. So I was like, all right, let me get into that. And I did the pain reliever, the stuff that helps with your mind and relax. And we need that. I mean, your fight or flight system for us, our fight or flight system is activated every day. And like, and we're fighting. Like that's stressful on your body. But we can't be cranked up all the time. You can't. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of people are. A lot of people are. They never relax, and they're like 50 inside of their 20-year-old body, But you need to be able to turn on that parasympathetic nervous system, be able to relax, and it helps me, man. It's like the yin and the yang. You're all crazy, and then you need to have you gotta have balance. You can't just be all high strung every day. You need to have the complete opposite of that, and that'll balance you out.
Yeah, a little kumbaya. You ever meditate?
I do. I meditate. I meditate every day. Yeah, I'm real big on mindfulness and meditation. I have a breath coach. I have a mental coach, a mental performance uh, coach. Among other things, stretching coach. I have coaches
You have a
for
stretching
everything I
coach?
do. Yeah, I can stretch.
Damn.
It's Riley Zamora. It's this program called Kin Stretch. It's getting you're really in range. It locks each different position in your body to every in range internal rotation. Like we walk, we're like Legos. Like people are like, Legos, their legs are like. That's how your like hips get as if you only walk like that. You know what I mean? Like you should be like a GI Joe. Every
Yeah.
limb should be able to have like full rotation. Our backs, our necks, everything. But as we get older and we don't do certain things, um, movement is life, man. And you start moving, you start deteriorating, and your body starts locking up. The arthritis, everything starts. So you have to move. You have to move.
I need that. I was jealous when I heard the stretching coach, man, because my hips be tight as shit. I got to get my hips right, bro.
It hurts, bro. It hurts. It taxes your central nervous system. Yeah, it coaxes your central nervous system, and it hurts pretty much every second it's happening. It's not an enjoyable thing, but it works.
Yeah. And like CBD, THC, so that's been a part of your routine. So do you
Forever.
smoke every evening, or do you take CBD drops? Like,
I take CBD drops. Just recently, though, last year the UFC changed the rules on THC, along with other sports, NBA, NFL. They kind
yeah,
of been making some changes. But I remember they hit us up and said, "Hey, well, so we were dealing with a company called USADA, United States Anti-Doping Agency. Now we do drug-free sport. They do
okay.
their own stuff. But they released a thing saying we will no longer. There's no limit. You can no longer test for THC in your blood or urine or whatever. So, but they said, don't come fighting high. Don't be. They're like, don't come to the arena with bloodshot eyes.
I don't think that's the best idea of fighting high. You're probably a little slow. Your senses are probably a little slower.
Yeah. But since they did make that rule change, I mainly do edibles. Yeah, I mainly do edibles. I like how I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
When I smoke, or I mean I dab too, but when I inhale it, it's more of like a head spacey thing, and I do that like after training when I'm like done for the night. But during the day, take like edible, um, like hash and flowers or D gummies, but like a nice rosin gummy, all natural, and then I'll just be set. It's about being in the zone. When you're in the zone, and um, that's where you need to be. That's why people need to be present. Right? That's
Yeah.
why people are always thinking about the future, right, or their past. If you're thinking about I say this all the time. If you're thinking about the future, you have anxiety. If you think about the past, you're depressed. You need to be in the present, like in the now.
Yeah.
And when you're in the now, like nothing's wrong. You're just being. You know what I mean? And it's always now. It's now. Now. It's gonna be now. Right now again. So like literally, our consciousness is always now. So if you're in the now, that's how you can get in the zone. And when you're in the zone, you write better. You think better. Time flies. There's no like outside influences on like your thoughts or anything. You get to focus 100%. That's why I don't like multitasking, because I feel like I'm not like in the present. It's so important to be in the present, but the edibles keep me more locked in, man. They
Yeah.
keep me locked in.
I feel like
They do.
I feel like I just got transported to Costa Rica on an ayahuasca trip right there. That's- but yeah. Like actually, yeah, that was but I agree, man. Definitely I do feel like I'm always someone who's always looking to the future, and I definitely want to stay locked in the present. Um and speaking of which, like, you know, going back to the past, if you don't mind, a couple years ago,
Yeah.
you were looking at what is the best sort of gummies products for me to recover. Um, and you were kind of like, screw it, I'm going to make my own CBDs. And you started Max Payne CBD
Yeah.
Company. Like, talk
Yeah.
about that process, man.
So yeah, this was a little bit ago, but I've always been passionate about recovery. I'm the founding youth, man. I'm always been about recovery. So, and see, like I said, CBD was one of my things. THC wasn't really legal per se during camp, so I was heavy on that, and I was doing different brands, and it was really working. I had the pain sticks and the different tinctures I was using, the roll-ons. They were really helping me. And then I was just like, why don't I just make my own? Like, so we're like, let's fucking do it. So
Yeah.
we did. I linked with one of my other promoters, Brandon Ware. He's kind of he was the Dana White of West Coast Fighting Championship, is which I used to fight for.
Okay.
I actually have a belt here.
There we go.
Randomly, it wasn't a
Champion. The
setup.
champ is here.
The champ is here.
The champ is
But yeah,
here.
West Coast Fighting Championship. It was a real big local show in California. Great, so many badass fights there. So many UFC legends that fought out of that. But I got with him. He's always doing this business stuff. I was like, hey, I want to do some CBD. He was already kind of in the space, so I got in, started doing some R&D, trying different kinds of tinctures and trying different drops and seeing what works, and different carriers and just different doses, and it was fun. We came up with some tinctures, some really good pain sticks, like the menthol and the CBD, and it's helped so many people. It was fun. It was fun. Um,
And at that time, like, you're talking about like trying to figure out what worked, like what CBD product works, like what are qualities of a CBD product that work for you? What does that actually mean?
I would say something that you can feel. More natural ingredients, stuff you could read and like know what's in it.
Yeah.
And stuff that's effective. Like not everything works. I mean, there's the placebo effect, and there's different placebos work though. There's science that like like if you believe something, like belief is a big placebo. They have studies, or if you believe something's going to work, even if it's nothing, it's a
Right.
blank pill. They don't help you. So, but if you really know the ingredients, I feel like you know who's behind it, and where it comes from, and um, what you can like stand behind. It matters. And just, I mean, I had people ordering so much for their friends, and like Made a lot of connections with people, older ladies and different people, some people that you never even be acquainted with per se from all walks of life. And oh my God, this saves, my grandson. And,
Did you get the gummies in retail, or was it just ordering online on a Shopify store or your website?
they weren't retail. It was all online. It was all
Okay.
online. It was also local stores, in Sacramento at different places.
They got you in the
Around here.
gas station or no? Did you get in or like where'd you get it at?
No, we were in some spots. Symmetry. We were at a couple smoke shops.
Okay.
My guy art store, Pacific Audio. Um, just multiple offices around here in different spots. But like
Yeah.
I said, I was talking to you earlier about it when like it was fun. I enjoyed it. Met a lot of people, different events, but something that I learned and I said about being able to focus on something 100%. It grew to the point and how busy I was, I couldn't put the time into it that I wanted to. I feel like it was doing a disservice to the brand,
Mm.
to the customers, just to not be 1,000% invested. Like you need to do that. You need to do that with anything you want to have success with. Like my fighting, like you can't just half-ass it or kind of train or kind of. If you do shit kind of, you're gonna get kind of results. Like it was kind of okay, it kind of worked, but
Man,
attention is energy. Attention is energy,
I
and you
feel
got to
like
put your energy.
I mean, I'm really glad you brought that up, right? You had the experience where you're trying to climb the UFC ladder, and at the same time, you had the cannabis business. And I really appreciate you bringing this up because you kind of had the maturity and a lot of entrepreneurs don't do this, where it's like, damn, like I'm going
You're hanging
60%.
on.
Yeah, I'm going 60%, 40% on Max Payne CBD, but I can't give 100 because then I'm gonna be 60% in training, and then if I go 60% in training, I'm getting my ass whooped Saturday. Like I can't, you know what I mean? Like we can't do that.
Yeah, you got to prioritize. You got to prioritize, and you got to be selfish. My mental coach, Danny Patterson, man, he's teaching me about being selfish, and people say, "Oh, you selfish gets such a bad rap. Being selfish gets such a bad rap." Tim Grover, I believe, coach of Kobe, coach rest in peace, Michael Jordan.
Kobe
Yeah,
died.
Tim
MJ's
Grover.
still alive.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. But he was big on being selfish. Selfish isn't not. I'm not saying never see your family and this and that, but you need to not go to the party. You need to not do. You need to be selfish so you can be successful. Being selfish for yourself. I'm gonna get my work in today. I'm gonna read my book today. I'm gonna meditate today. I'm gonna. You need to do the being selfish with what you need to get done. To leave no stones unturned, and that's the truth of it. Any holes you have, fix them. Anything you need to work on it. You can't get lackadaisical, and you have to make it happen, man.
No, for sure. And it's ironic, even our platform, Max, we bring on a lot of active athletes who are building or investing in companies. And, we also want to be the first ones to tell them, like, you got to keep the main thing the main thing. Obviously, we want to hear your perspective on entrepreneurship, but also, like, your best cash flow is the sport you're playing, and like be good at that shit. It's like, and so,
It
a
matters.
lot of times, Max, I see not even just athletes, okay? A lot of people have so many multi hyphenates: entrepreneur, investor, author, founder. And it's like, what are you actually doing? And like,
I mean, I've even had times where I was doing too much like sponsorship because my brand, Max Payne Brands, it's a brand now. It's not like I don't just represent any old company. Like I work with who I believe in and stuff I know works and stuff that's not bullshit because my fan base and my followers and my people, they believe me. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say, drink this crap water that tastes like shit that I'm just getting paid to say it, and my people are like, what is this shit? Like
yeah,
I have, a name to uphold. My brand is like the truth and me being authentic. So I can't push any bullshit to you, you know, try this drink. If I don't like it, this is nasty. I'm not gonna share it with you. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck how much you're paying. Like I can't. I've built my brand on authenticity, man.
So you're not a Prime
Authenticity.
guy. No,
No,
no, no Prime, Monster, Red Bull.
no. I'm working with this brand right now. They gave me some today. They gave me some today, so there'll be something popping real soon here. But yeah, that's what I was drinking when I started. But
Yeah.
definitely not a Prime guy. We don't like Prime. Prime. So for you, just so you know, UFC used to have body armor, which was great. We have at the UFC PI headquarters. We have these fridges and food and all this stuff, and they were
Yeah.
packed with the body armors. We drank those like they were going out of style. Okay,
Yeah.
every workout. I mean, double fisted. Now we go there because it's Prime now.
Damn.
It's full. No one likes them. They're so sugary. They have so much caffeine. They're terrible. They're
Why'd they
terrible.
switch? Did they do a deal with Body Armor?
They just got a different deal. We just did a different deal. Prime won the deal, but none of us drink it. The staff, the fighters' friends, we're all just like, ugh. So it's interesting, to see it, just to see stuff like that. Like, I mean, you see it online. You see it all the time online with brands. All these pages you might follow, all these stupid ads they put up now. That's a total different niche. Some OnlyFans thing or some stupid thing that we don't care about. Like you obviously got paid to put that up there, but we don't like it.
Did you do any marketing for Max Payne CBD while you were running it, or was it word of mouth?
I did, but they don't like CBD at all on Instagram or Facebook. They're against it. You could
Even in 2024, even right now. I understand maybe 2018, but what about right now?
I stopped earlier this year, I want to say, and it was still I'll do a post that has 1,000 likes. I'll post that four views. Yeah, like they and then they say that they're not doing that, but
they're suppressing it. They're clearly suppressing it.
Look, and you'll be like, no one's seen this. Yeah, it was hard. You have to do like a link to because they don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but I mean the pharmaceutical shit. All how everything is here, man. In America, they want you on the pills, man. They want Big Pharma runs a show, and they want you on some kind of. I mean, like I just went to Mexico with this stem cell. Shout out to CPI, Cellular Performance Institute. I went 2 weeks ago when I went in April after my fight, and that's revolutionary.
Yeah.
And they're so against it in the U.S. It doesn't work. Stem cell doesn't work.
Oh, you went to Tijuana? Did you go? Was that in Tijuana?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was crazy. It was awesome. Yeah, just what they can do. They could grow back your body, man, with hundreds of millions of stem cells, man. They can grow cartilage back. Out here in the U.S., they say, "Oh, your knee. That's how much cartilage you're gonna have. Is this gonna deteriorate?" They tell the your shoulder. That's how much cartilage you have. They could grow cartilage with chondrocyte stem cells that go in there and grow cartilage. Like they don't have that here, So or in the U.S. So the doctors are just so hesitant, and I believe it's like from the upper and because healthy people make them no money, $0. But if you're on a pain medication, there's 20 side effects. Oh, it's cause headache and dry mouth. Now you need a dry mouth medicine because your mouth is dry. Then you take the dry mouth, then you have diarrhea from taking the dry mouth medicine, and then you're taking 4 medicines that you don't even need to take. And these people are just trusting in the doctors like they're gods around here. It's just that's why I get banned on Facebook because I say stuff that's like true, but it's just not. They don't like it.
Yeah,
they don't like it.
So I know
not me saying it.
I know that maybe Instagram may be suppressing a lot of the CBD stuff in your experience, but man, I wanted to get your thoughts on a couple of CBD brands that are actually kind of taken off lately. Have you heard of cornbread hemp?
Cornbread hemp?
Cornbread hemp?
No.
a big brand based out of Louisville, in the
Really?
CBD space is absolutely killing it. Um,
Nice. Good for
and they do
them.
a bunch of different types of gummies, and different types of dabs. So like there's some CBD companies out there, really crushing it.
They do CBD dabs?
I believe so. Or like, no, it's, excuse me.
That would be
It's the,
nice.
the drops.
Tincture.
I don't, I'm not good with the terminology, but you have the,
Tincture.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
dab is my kind of stuff. The little honey, the rosin. Shout out, yeah, the dope as fuck. Shout out the hash and flowers. Yeah.
um, and then there's another one. Which
Yeah, I
one?
mean, I say I'm happy for those companies. I mean, people need to take it. I mean, I think people should do, THC if they can, but I mean, CBD is so great if you can. I mean, even mushrooms. I microdose. Um, a lot of Silicon Valley's doing that. Just small amounts though. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. If I'm going camping or something, yeah, I could take some more and have a little trip. But in general, it
Yeah.
makes your mind work as one. Like it's the biggest thing for PTSD right now. Microdosing and just being more creative and having more empathy towards other people. It's a good thing.
Are there any other good CBD brands out there that people are sleeping on? There's one called Beam. I don't know if you've heard of Beam. You're,
They're kind of just going commercial. You know what I mean? It's like there's big ones like CBD, MD, and there's just ones that are big. But I don't know, like kind of when stuff gets really big, it gets corporate, and then I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm just against the corporate, man or whatever, the corporate
I
machine,
you
but
strike me as an old school guy, kind of old school.
yeah, but you know how it is these days, man. Like it kind of gets not saturated, but artificial when it it can start as a homegrown thing, which is good.
Yeah.
Good customer service, but just sometimes as these companies grow, they lose the people in charge don't really care about it. They just care about the money. So it gets cutthroat, man. You
Yeah.
know?
So I'm sure as a fighter, some people may ask you, what was your welcome to the UFC moment? Like that moment, like, oh shit, this is a man's game. We ask on here, what was your welcome to entrepreneurship moment? Did you have a moment when you were running your CBD company where you're like, oh shit, like I can't just do this half-ass. Like this is hard.
For that, it was kind of just like a culmination of stuff because I started sponsoring a bunch of people and getting involved, and then I was being dragged different ways, and it just seemed as um, I think I just looked at myself as a whole. Like I was saying about the 30%, 30%, 60%. And I need to spend more time fighting, man.
Yeah.
Fighting and my manager or my sports psychologist Danny Patterson, he he rings me in, because there's been times where I have these big deals going, or I'm working with a company and have a lot of deliverables or something that I feel was important then, or maybe it's not important as it was when it started or something, but just commitments that I have and like energy, like anything you spend your attention on is energy. Like energy at that light, energy at that poster. Like if
Yep.
you need to save it. You need to save it. And I'd be like doing a shoot, you know, and then I'm going to training, and then I'm shooting in between training, and then you know what I mean? You have to have like quiet time, and you just can't do too much. It's like you're spinning hella plates. And there's another one, and there's another one. You're juggling, right? You could juggle two or one, right?
Yeah.
But then once you get hella, like it gets kind of crazy, man. And yeah, you could bring it together, but I don't think your best work could be um, delegated to the right thing. And
Yeah.
that's what I saw. I was like, this.
Focus. I think
especially especially as he gets closer to the fight. I need to hone in. I need to harness. Like I don't do hella interviews all the time because I don't fucking feel like it. You know, I'd rather sometimes I chill. Sometimes I need the some guys are doing shit every single day and you're doing like even like media days, like for fights, like you're cutting weight and then you got we get to it's a privilege, but
Yeah.
we're doing hella interviews, we're tired, we're dehydrated, then we're going to do fit pictures, and we're going to do this, and we're signing this. It's part of the game, and you got to have your energy, so you can't be like giving your energy to anyone. You can't answer the phone to every fucking motherfucker that calls. You can't always like. My old boss, Sky Anderson, used to say, "Don't let your email lead you by the nose." I always remember that. Like he was a big wig, a blue shield. My fucking shout out to Scott Anderson, man. But he taught
Yeah.
me a lot. He said, don't let your email lead you by the nose. Like you're always like waiting for what's gonna happen, and like look when you want, set a time, do what you need to do, but don't always be so fucking spastic and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what is
Like
if you could tell a younger Max or another up and coming UFC fighter that comes to you about wanting to start their own company, like what would be the biggest piece of advice you'd give to them?
I would say have passion for what you're doing. Don't just do something for money. I mean, you could, but you need to put real intention into it and have it be something that you really want to do.
Yeah.
Then you feel like you're not working. I think everyone should do that, not just I think everyone should do shit. I don't feel like I work. I mean, I do work. Don't get me wrong. I do. I fight twice a year, maybe 3 times, but I'm training. I'm recovering. I'm eating healthy. I'm going to bed early. I'm getting a massage. You know what I mean? Like that's my job.
Yeah.
It's that. Muhammad Ali said a long time ago, the fight's won way before you get under the lights. Like it's not just that fight night, that 15 minutes. It's I was in the cold plunge every day. I take my mouth at night for 6 months. You everything you do compounds and adds up. So I take all that serious, and then the fight's automatic. That's how That's how I look at it. But I feel like you need to do something that you enjoy. Too many people just need to get a check, and they're doing some shit for a shit company that doesn't give a shit about them. That if they'd
Facts.
hire a new person next day, and their life revolves around their job.
Facts.
Like you'll be a happier person if you understand that they'll replace you because they fucking will.
Yeah.
And then maybe switch to something that you enjoy. If you like to cook, fucking start cooking, do some catering shit. If you know what I mean, like don't just do stuff and then convince yourself that you love it in this cubicle or whatever you're doing. If you're calling people for collections or whatever your fucking job is,
Yeah.
but don't change as a person to believe like that's what you're meant to do. Like, yeah, I'm meant to call people who don't pay this water company. Like that's my calling. Don't like talk yourself into that. Like, think
No.
of what you really enjoy doing and fucking do that. Life's too short to just be doing what someone else wants, man, and not
No, for sure, for sure. That's great right there, man. I really appreciate that. I gotta ask you though, when I brought up the UFC analogy of like welcome to the UFC moment, you had a great reaction. So I actually got to ask you that question before we get out of here. It's like, what was your welcome to the UFC moment? Because you've had a storied career, you've had a bunch of battles. Well, what was the welcome to the show moment?
I think that's a two-part. It's a two-part answer. The first welcome, I fought Colby Covington at UFC 202. Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz, part two.
Yep.
T-Mobile Arena. That was my first. I get there. I was like a 2-week notice fight. I get there. Nate Diaz is walking around with his crew. I'm signing posters of Rumble Johnson, rest in peace. Rick Story. They're talking about they have these like French bulldogs with these like papers so you could go anywhere with them and stuff. This is like before like all um the animals, you could bring your dogs everywhere. Anyway, They're like kind of like a companion thing, but I'm like, take a picture, take a picture. I'm like, I'm in like fan mode, you know, signing
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
posters and looking at Connor's shorts and shit backstage. I'm like, man, this is. I was a fan. I was
But
such a
I could fit
fan.
in those.
I was a fan, like versus like a fighter. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
I'm so bewildered by all this shit. I fought Colby. It was a close fight. I lost though, and I remember it was just so overwhelming. I remember getting home and there's like these magazines you could buy at the fights. It's like UFC. It shows I was in the magazine. I'm like, am I in the UFC? It was like a whole like spiritual like out of body thing. I'm like, am I? I was in my apartment. I'm like, did I really fight like in Vegas yesterday? You know, it was like a whole. And then I saw a mental coach, and they said I wasn't focused. And looking back, I'm like, shit, I was. I remember being in the cage. It's time. Bruce Buffer pointing at me. The camera,
That's
bro.
got to
It's
be an
crazy.
amazing feeling. Bruce Buffer announcing your name.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then they be with the camera. They have the guy holding the wires for the camera, like out of saying that. But it was such a big moment. And then I just watched the plate for like a month. Like I had to watch the plate. And anytime my mind went away, I had to like suck it back. I have to feel my brain thinking about dinner, thinking about anything. Watch, if you watch the play today, your mind will go to the podcast. It will go to something, but you need to like it's like an octopus thing. You need to like bring it back in, and
Uh-huh.
then you sit in there, and then it goes, and you need to fucking refocus it. It's like a conscious refocusing. And then I fought in Mexico City. That next fight against the Mexican Ultimate Fighter winner in Mexico City, it was crazy. It was out there fucking like Olympic arena. And yeah, like I said, I fought the Ultimate Fighter winner in Mexico. I was meant to go lose. And I went there and knocked his ass out in fucking like 30 seconds.
Right.
And now I was like, that is why I'm here. That was my moment. That me knocking him out in Mexico, knocking the Mexican out in Mexico. It was like on November 5th. So it was the election and shit. You know, I had the USA flag. It was like, yeah, bro. It was like years ago. It was 8 years ago. And
Damn, man.
it was a heavy moment. But that was the moment. That was like, this is why I'm fucking here. This is welcome to UFC. Like
Did you
this
go out
is
in Mexico afterwards, or were you like, damn, I just knocked out one of their own. They're not
Yeah,
going
I
to treat me to
did. I
drinks.
made sure I was real cool. I made sure I was real cool on the mic, thanking everybody, you know, like being hella gracious, you know. And we weren't gonna go out. We weren't gonna go out. I was like, I'm not going out. It's crazy out here. And then shout out to Diego Sanchez, legend, Hall of Famer. He was downstairs with us. He fought too, and we're drinking tequila and shit downstairs in the hotel. And he's like, "We're going to the club. Come on!" And he said, "Fuck it," and we went, man. It was crazy. It was a crazy night, but yeah, shout out Diego. That was a lifelong. We're brothers for life now.
Yeah, that's awesome,
But
man.
yeah,
That's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that, man. Well, man,
yeah.
Max, thank you so much for your time, man. It's been another great episode of the Athletes and Assets podcast. I've been your host, Nolak. Please hit that like, smash that subscribe button. We just talked to Max Payne Griffin, who's getting ready for UFC 310 versus Michael Chiesa. I can't wait, man. We're so tuned in. Max, appreciate you, brother. That was awesome.
Thank you, bro. Had a lot of fun.